Hello, dear listener. Welcome or welcome back to another episode of A Work with A.F.I. It's a new month. March is here. Happy new month, guys. And honestly, February, February really brought me through some lessons. Some hard lessons. I don't know if you can relate, but let me ask you this. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you started considering things you swore never to do? Not necessarily something extreme, it can be, but most times those little compromises that make you side eye yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself and be like, is this me? But let me tell you, February really tested me so hard, and one of the biggest lessons I learned: you can walk, you can pray, but you cannot force what isn't meant to be. There was a moment last month when I was so desperate for some things to work out. I got myself thinking, maybe if I just, tweak things a little, maybe if I just lower my standards this one time, maybe if I had taken this step, maybe if I had reached out to this person, maybe if I had listened to this person, a lot of maybes. And then I had to pause because I knew where the road leads. I knew where it was going to land me. Regret, restlessness, confusion, all of those things. I get it. Waiting is hard. Really, really hard. Especially when you are doing everything right and nothing seems to be working, nothing seems to be moving. You refresh your email like 100 times, hoping your miracle suddenly appears. You overthink every single detail, as if worrying would ever change anything. But here's what I realized: some things are beyond us, and trying to control what only God can handle, my dear, that's one way ticket to frustration. A whole big bag of frustration. There's this Bible passage that I love. It says you should trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And in all your ways, submit to Him, and He'll make your path straight. Lean not on your own understanding. Read that again. That is conk. It is deep, it is concise, precise, but it's not easy. Because let's be real, our understanding is actually very limited as human. And compared to God's understanding, is actually very shallow. We see what we want right now, but God sees the full picture. That's why He's omnipotent. He knows it all. And if we trust Him, we have to trust His timing too. So instead of forcing things, what if we can actually focus on other things that we can control? Like our mindset. One of the things that we can actually control is our mindset. The way we think, the way we see things. Is our mindset fixed? Is it a growth mindset? What do you see when things are happening, whether in situations? How do you react? So one of the things that we can control is actually our mindset. Once your mindset is actually in the right place, when you have growth mindset, it solves part of the problem, because you know that, okay, no matter what is happening, I know that whatever happens, it doesn't mean that I'll lose myself in the process. Whatever happens, I'll still be me. I know it's not easy, but a growth mindset see challenges as opportunity to grow. A growth mindset see situations around as opportunity to get better. And then we can always control our discipline. Of course, we can always control our principles, the principles and values, the things that guides us, that guides our actions, our decisions, the way we react, our emotions. So we can control that. We can control our preparation in the midst of it all. These are things that we can do. Okay, what can I do while waiting or before it gets to that time? So let me just say, there are times that I do this thing a lot too as well, right? Before the situation comes, there are times that you feel like, okay, this thing might happen, but then you're like, I don't want to think about it. That's the word I use actually. I'm like, I know, I don't want to think about it yet. And when it comes, I'll be like, oh my God, I felt it. I thought this was going to happen. And instead of me to have thought about it the time it came and prepare, I'll be like, No, I don't want to think about it. I wouldn't know how I'll be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But honestly, I've realized that one of the things we can actually control is our preparation. And because of that, when those thoughts comes now, I'm like, okay, girl, let's think about it. And then our patience, we can always control that. It's never something that is out of our bound. It's something that we can always control. The way we wait, whether it is patiently or impatiently. The whole matter is whether you are patient or you are not patient, whatever will happen, will happen. So it's better to be patient because at the end of the day, there's this thing I realized that when you are patient and you work on something, it comes out well than when you are so impatient. Well, that's for me. I don't know if you've seen that or realized that, but for me, I've realized that when I'm more patient, whatever I'm doing works out better than when I'm so impatient. Because the truth of the matter is, when we stop obsessing over the things that we can't control, we make this large space for peace to reign and we allow God to move. The truth of the matter is, we stop making fear-based decisions when you allow peace. But when you are troubled, you just make decisions out of, oh my God, I just want to do something. I just have to do something. Sometimes we don't even think deep about what we want to do. We just want to do something. We just want to move. We just want to go. We don't even care where, how, whatever. So let me ask you this question. Is there something you've been trying to force instead of trusting? Have you been holding on to anxiety instead of surrendering it? And what's one thing you can shift your focus to this month instead of worry? Think about all these questions. Is there something you've been trying to force instead of trusting? Have you been holding on to anxiety instead of surrendering it? And what's one thing you can shift your focus to this month instead of worrying? March is a fresh start. It depends on you, it depends on me, it depends on how we want to take the month of March. It's a new chance to show up. It's a new chance to do our best. It's a new chance for us to write a new story, a new chapter, and to write a new story. It depends on you, it depends on me. The day is not going to change. The fact that it's a new month doesn't mean that yesterday was first, right? So it wasn't that the day started with the night. No, things like that won't happen. Do you understand? It will still be okay, the normal morning, afternoon, night. But what makes it a new month is you believe that it's a new month and it is a new month. And if you believe that it's a new month and you have things that you believe that are going to work out for you that month, then work towards it. Set new goals. Do you understand? Look into things that you can control. Honestly, month of February taught me that there are some things that are really out of my control. That I just have to leave it to my creator to take perfect control. But there are still things that I, myself as a human, I can control. Things I can work on. You don't have to leave everything to, okay, God will take care of everything. You don't have to leave things to luck. We all have our roles to play in our lives. As God is doing it, do your work to act as a human. So when you get to that point, when it seems like you are so confused, you really want something so desperately, and it feels like it's not coming, I hope you will always remember that there are things you can control and there are things you cannot control, even though it's not easy to wait. But in the process of waiting, it is important that you wait patiently. It is important that you keep working on things that you can work on. It is important that you keep getting better. It is important that you prepare for things that, we talk about unforeseen contingencies in economics, right? We talk about when you are trying to allocate resources for something, you allocate some resources for unforeseen contingencies, things that you don't expect that might just happen along the way. So I believe that when it comes to preparation, we should have resources for unforeseen contingencies because, oh my God, a lot of things can just pop up that we never expect. So here's my challenge to you this week: that you work, you pray, and you let go. Do your part, but don't let desperation make you compromise who you are along the line. Don't lose who you are. What's the whole essence of it all? If you really, at the end of the day, you get to gain what you really wanted, but then you are gone in yourself, right? You become a shadow of yourself. There are a lot of situations where you become like, oh my God, what is happening? Or you ask yourself, wait, is this me? So don't lose yourself in the process. What's meant for you won't require you to lose yourself to get it. So thank you very much for tuning in and for walking with me today. If this episode spoke to you, send it to someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you're exactly where you are meant to be. Your story is your story. Own it with your full chest. And I pray that you keep thriving and please trust the process. And until next time, stay strong, stay intentional, and keep walking in purpose. I love you. Bye.